This video we're about to be reacting to is Cara Days, who we haven't reacted to in a fat minute, but the rise of the Gen Z personality. So let's see what she is referring to when it comes to Gen Z personality. Maybe it's what Tony Brienne was talking about when it came to memifying everything serious and not taking anything as a joke and not having empathy.
This generation, I hate how no one has a mind or a personality of their own. Like, it's so rare to come across somebody who is just different.
So she's definitely right, and I agree with what she's saying. But let's just talk about the reason why things are the way that they are. The reason why everybody is quote unquote the same nowadays, and everybody is basically just piggybacking off of each other's personalities, is because y'all don't really like people who are different. Y'all swear, oh, nobody's different, I want to meet someone different. No, you don't. When people are different, y'all bully the shit out of them. You talk down on them. When people walk different, talk different, dress different, act different, have different taste in music and food and style and culture, y'all literally belittle them. You break them down to a nothingness.
This view is beautiful.
I know. By the way, got a little something for you, my lady.
Oh, a flower. See how you did that? Very demure, very cutesy, very mindful.
Don't talk to me like that. Don't.
Why are you pointing like that? Don't talk to me like that. I ain't know how to wait. Don't talk to me like that.
I want you right now
Hey,
to get on your
hold
phone.
on. What we
open
not
up
gonna do is
TikTok.
run bad. See that y'all, Kai Sinat. Remember we was talking about yesterday. A female. Like, you can have her. You can have her. Tony is mine though. But do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain or conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourself. Not looking to your own interest, but each of you to the interest of others. Philippians chapter 2, verses 1 through 3.
I want you right now to get on your phone and open up TikTok, open up Instagram,
I think I said her
or
name
Twitter,
wrong.
and
It might be
take a look around.
Cara.
Do you notice that everything is the same? You're seeing a lot of the same trends.
Cara.
You're seeing a lot of people talking
Oh,
and doing the
fucking
same
know,
things. You're even
I'm
probably
trying.
seeing a lot of the same exact
I know y'all be having a
aesthetics
hard
that are
time
being
trying to say
pushed
my
on
name
your
too.
FYP. This is all we're consuming. You'll see perfect skin, pastel aesthetics, aligned captions, but honestly, where are all the quirks? Where's the weirdness? The traits that make someone, I don't know, like, the traits that make somebody you, the traits that are relatable. And I'm not talking about forced weirdness or people who are trying to be eclectic and they're trying to look a certain way, but just genuinely, you just see a bunch of consistent personality quirks that people have, and that's what's being pushed. Individuality. We don't see that. We just don't see that. In 2025, there's a growing whisper that Gen Z does not have a personality anymore. And I'm here to ask, is that real? Or is it just a popular line that people are liking to use? What do you think? Before we even get into this video, what do you think? In this video, we are going to dig deep. We'll explore how social media, branding, and cultural anxiety and economic pressures shape personality erasure. And we'll expose what used to be real and what's being lost. Let's get in the video. If you're new here, hi, my name is Caroline, your internet bestie who loves to yap and use my love of commentary to give glory to God and uplift other women. If you agree or disagree with anything said here, leave a comment down below. This space is entirely opinionated. And also, if you want to join our little family, feel free to subscribe, but no pressure. That's your choice. What even is a personality? Personality in psychology is the consistent pattern of thoughts, feelings, and behavior that distinguishes one person from another. We'll talk about big 5 traits: extroversion, agreeableness, consciousness, neuroticism, and openness. Did I say that right? Neuroticism? Yeah, I think that's right. But what does that look like in everyday life? The loud friend, the bitter one-liner, the unpredictable one who sings too loud. Those used to be the fun characters in any group. Like, I just think back at my childhood, and I mean, I'm considered a 90s baby, even though I was born at like the end of 99. Yeah.
Hey, 99, you still a 90s baby. I'm a 99, and motherfuckers try to say, oh, well, you're a 2000s kid. Shut the fuck up, nigga. I was born in 1999 in May. Fuck, boy. I'm a 90s baby, bitch. 90s baby, bitch.
Yeah. Honestly, I just feel like people in our generation like hear 99 and they're like, oh my gosh, like, you're ancient. The 90s? But literally, I'm just like, I just remember growing up before the age of social media, before Instagram, before, I don't even know if Facebook really came out at that point. Yeah, back when MySpace was still a thing.
Life was so much
a
simpler.
kid, of course, but I just remember that everyone got their personality from their lived experiences, and people were just who they were. I don't know. There wasn't a lot of, you couldn't just go out and see a lot of the same people. That's why it was so fascinating finding friends and finding groups of people that you connected with. I myself grew up as a directioner, and if you know, you know. And I just remember feeling so seen and heard when I found my fair share of girls and guys that enjoyed One Direction as much as me. And you know, these were the things that made people unique, made people, just individuals. And that was what was cool in high school. If somebody was like their own aesthetic, their own uniqueness, people, if they liked you, or if somebody as an individual liked you, you know, they admired you for that. They may have even tried to imitate or tried to like copy whatever you did. You know, back then that was a whole thing, like, oh, she's copying me. But like, that's where a lot of that mimicking of somebody you admire came from. Now fast forward to 2025, and nobody really seems to have a personality anymore. Historian Simon Schiama once said, history belongs to the strange, the eccentric, the unresting. Yet today, oddness is filtered out, even in the name of being on brand. And of course, you can never generalize something to everybody. And so when I say this, I use it very lightly in the way of, I'm not trying to say there's no individualness out there. You can definitely find individuals. You can find people who are doing very unique things. That's not the case. More so whenever I'm talking about Gen Z, we are seeing a continued pattern of children growing up and teens, preteens that are growing up, and they're kind of mimicking their personalities off of what they see on social media and off of what they see online, you know? Hence why we get a lot of celebrities and men that get on social media and they're like, yeah, like they're talking about girls, right? And I mean, this is less to do about Gen Z and more to just do on an individual scope of just women who are praised a lot for their beauty and never really have to, I guess, form a personality, if we're just calling a spade a spade. And a lot of these men are now starting to see that for what it is, and some men don't mind that. They just want a pretty woman beside them. But I think men who do want a little bit more substance are now starting to put up more standards, I should say, for the type of woman they want. She can't just be pretty. Being pretty is just not, it's just not enough anymore. She actually...
Hey, a lot of pretty bitches out here. There's a lot of bitches who think they pussy is the best. Nah, baby. I don't give a fuck about, I can get pussy out here and I can get pretty women. So what I need to do is show that you'll be an asset. I know I'm an asset to your life. Don't even try to make me laugh, because you most likely can't. You'll probably copy me. I can make you laugh. I make myself laugh. Ain't nobody funnier than me. Outside of God. God is funnier than me. But there's no human being funnier than me. Call me cocky, call me arrogant. I could give a fuck less. Right? Yes, you have to have a personality though. You gotta be cool. Like, you gotta be able to enjoy yourself like I enjoy myself. Cause we can't be codependent on each other. Like, we gotta be individuals. Individuals, they have their own personality, and their personality is what attracts other people to them in their essence.
It has to have a personality.
You know what's sad? A lot of women don't have their own personality. A lot of their personalities be borrowed from the women that they like on social media. That should be so sad. They really don't be cut like how they think they be cut. They just be following somebody else.
We should be the Lorax for Halloween. Every single year. I'm talking about in it. We should like hang around with the weird kids and call them our besties. It would be so funny. We should be the Lorax for Halloween. 2-man season. 2-man season. Oh, I'm so messy. We should be the Lorax. 6-7. Guys, for Halloween.
Now, don't mistake me laughing. Don't take me laughing as me saying that he's funnier than me. Because I'm a man to where I can understand. Hey, I get it. I laugh at shit. I can laugh at shit, but still nobody's funnier than me though. Game recognizes game. You think the funniest in the business is not gonna recognize another funny motherfucker? Of course. Just like I'm the sexiest motherfucker out here, but that don't mean that I will not recognize another handsome motherfucker. Like, yeah, brother, you look good. Okay, I see you. And I ain't gotta say pause, because I'm very secure in myself.
Halloween. What if we were the Lord? What do I nerd out about? Lululemon. We should be the Lorax for Halloween.
And that kind of goes into just regular society now. We're seeing a lot of children, hence why we see a lot of this, the Gen Z cashier, the Gen Z worker. I watch these TikToks all the time. They're satire, they're hilarious, but they have a lot of truth to them. Let's watch a couple of them right here.
Hi, I'm ready.
Hi, I'm ready.
Oh, okay. What can I get started for you?
When you need a last-minute dress, just ask Google to virtually try on and shop outfits.
Protect your dream home. Under
Oh yeah, I found another.
American
I found another strand, another 2-strand in my fucking hair. It's actually 2. There's 2 other ones.
Hello.
I was pissed. I was like, bruh, what the fuck?
Can I just get a bagel?
Okay.
And I was like, I should just wait to take them down today.
So we have blueberry
Well,
plain
yes,
and
yeah.
escargot plain.
Plain.
Okay.
Can I just get a bagel?
What kind of bagel?
Oh, I don't know. What are your options?
Bagel options are on the menu.
Plain. And then a black coffee.
Yeah, so you want to do the combo?
Is it cheaper?
I don't really know. Hold on, let me check real quickly. Yeah, it's about 50 cents cheaper if you do the combo.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, let's do the combo.
And then a black coffee. Oh, wait, actually, is it cheaper to do the combo?
I don't know. I would have to ring it up.
Okay,
You can go ask. Perfect. Your total is $12.50, and you can tap as soon as you see the blue arrows. Your total is $12.50, and you can go ahead and tap.
Oh, okay, like right now? I don't...
Not yet. It's gonna ask if you want to leave a tip. It's just gonna ask you a question.
Oh, what question?
It's on the screen.
Pick
The
up...
button's right on there. See that sign up there? Mm-hmm. Yep, right on there. Perfect.
Okay, and is this where I pick up my food?
No, this is where you order. So you're gonna pick it up where it says pick up order.
So how have the vibes been lately? Low key? Off.
Okay,
Go
off.
off, King. I just feel like
Go
life's
off,
been
King.
like instead of taking W's,
Niggas say go off, King.
I just feel like life's been mad.
Hold on.
So how have the vibes been lately? Low key? Off. Go off, King. I just feel
Go
like
off,
life's
King.
been mad cringe lately. Like instead of taking W's, I'm taking L's. And
Bro.
how's your Riz? Mid. No cap? Dog.
Bro, no cap on it.
It's giving depression. Dead.
It's giving depression.
That's
Dead
right.
ass.
No printer. Period.
I think a
No
lot
printer?
of,
That's facts,
of
no
what
printer.
people are talking about when they reference Gen Z and these types of videos is not necessarily like, oh, well, Gen Z is like super awkward and they're just kind of like to themselves, because obviously you can't generalize everybody like that. But I do think that they do hit the ball on the head, and that we are a generation that has kind of been raised around curated forms of media, and we're being raised around things that very distinctly show us, oh, this is considered good, this is considered attractive, this is considered yes, and this is considered weird, not attractive, quirky, no. And I think because we see a lot of that, and because we can go online and we, from the click of our fingers, from the scroll of our finger, we can go and find stuff we like, we can find people we like, we can find women we admire. I think a lot of people are in the business of mimicking, and it's not weird to mimic, because even back before social media, people were doing it with their favorite celebrities. You know, like I definitely was Beyonce once or twice for Halloween. But you know what I mean, just more of like a personality mimic. People see what they see online, and that's why it kind of seems like a lot of Gen Z talk the same way, and the same like monotone level. It seems like a lot of them develop the same type of personality traits, which is kind of like the sly, awkward figure. Think it's kind of cool to super into like talking about mental health and mental awareness, very like woke in that area. But just also like, I don't know, I'm Gen Z myself, and I just also think that there's a Gen Z personality. There's just a personality of people in our generation that it's like, yeah. The social media filter, not just visual, but personal. Social media isn't just a venue for photos anymore. It's a sculptor of identity. Many of us build brands, choosing what parts of our personality to display and which ones we would like to hide. According to a 2022 study, Instagram use is linked to temporary increases in neurotic traits and a stronger need to appear unique. But that unique often becomes a formula. Pastel outfits, soft girl outfits, looks, aesthetics, outfit grids, trying to be a fashionista, but still following trends. Personality losses in dimension overall. I personally feel like Instagram, it allows more space for uniqueness in a way compared to TikTok. Now, some of y'all might disagree with that. But I just kind of feel like on Instagram, actually now I'm actually disagreeing with that statement. I do think that you can be a little bit more unique on TikTok, yes. But no. Actually, I'm gonna go back to my original statement. I think that you can be more unique on Instagram compared to TikTok, because TikTok is run by trends. TikTok is run by popularity. It's run by what is popping right now. Like, don't y'all remember I think it was like a year or two ago, of the lady who came out with the story of how she didn't know who the man she married, and it was like a big thing. It was a big trend, and it was trending for a long time. So many things happened to that lady. She was on the news, and then it just went away. And I just kind of feel like that's the revolving door of TikTok and social media specifically, but just TikTok. Like, we're seeing a lot of trends. We're seeing a lot of things that become popping very quickly.
Man, I hate, bro. My sister be sending me videos of homeboys and homegirls dancing in TikTok. I be telling her, stop sending me that shit. We not doing that. The only trend I would do with my sister is that brother sister trend. They say that me and my brother look alike. That is the only trend I said I would do with her, because it'd be so hilarious. She's fucking 5'7". She don't have dreads. She just have a little bit of hair. I'm not saying she like Nia Long short, but she be wearing wigs. And she's skinny as hell. And then, turn off the light, and it's just me with a fucking beard and dreads. 5'10", big ass muscles. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be hilarious.
And a lot of people try to mimic these things and try to get on the brand, get on the wave of them. And, growing up around that for so long, you start to wonder, where's the personality? Do you have a personality? Trend? That's really the biggest thing, is that a lot of people are mimicking what they see online, and they're mimicking what they think people will like, instead of just trying to be what they like and trying to just embody who they are.
I really had dreads for a fat ass minute, bro.
A lot of people just don't know who they are.
It really just hit me.
Especially in Gen Z.
I love hunter heads.
I've gone through my fair share of identity crises. I understand how that can go. But that's how I also know that we do struggle with having a personality, essentially, in this generation. It's not across the board, again. I just want to reemphasize that. But it is something we definitely see. Researchers have also found correlations between personality traits and social media behavior. And we always hear about something called the POTUS effect. And the POTUS effect is real. The avatar or image you present influences your behavior. That is essentially the POTUS effect. Let's say you really like Lululemon. This is just a random example. You like Lululemon, or you really like Uggs or something like that. You'll now start to wear those in a lot of your outfits and your fits and what you're posting, right? Then you start to look around and follow content of people who also like Lululemon and Uggs and things like that. So now you're getting a consistent curated For You page of the things that you like. And now you're posting similar to the things that you like, because those are the things that you're seeing, and those are the things, the content you're consuming, and that's also what you actually just like. Now you are stuck in this realm of presenting and trying to be the personality of what you presented. I say this, I don't know if I'm explaining this the best, because I come from a background of having pictures on Instagram and then people meeting me in person, and they're like, wow, you were not what I expected you to be based off of your Instagram. And because I'll be honest, on my Instagram, I do really have a aesthetic I like to follow. I'm a little bit OCD, so I like, posting my travel content. I like posting my fashion fits and things like that. But then in person, honestly, my friends just think I'm a weirdo. They're just like, girl, you are bat crazy. And I am a little bit, but that's me separating my two worlds. You understand? And a lot of people struggle with that. A lot of people struggle to get out from behind the curated image and the curated content that they're making.
Man, fuck that. My Instagram is mine, bitch. Not calling Kara a bitch. But how she was talking about personality on Instagram versus in real life. That's essentially you're putting up a mask. You're putting on a mask or a character or perception. But that's how people, they get stuck on that, because that's being stuck on the internet. Me, my Instagram and my social media, I'm just me. So there's no like, oh, I thought you were totally different from because of what you post on Instagram or post on your TikTok or post on your, your live streams. I thought you were totally different. Now there's certain areas that I keep to myself or keep to my friends and shit like that when it comes to that, but everything that I have on my page and shit that I do, like that's all me. There's no perception I'm trying to give out. The perception is I'm me. I'm very secure in myself to where I understand that I'm the moneymaker because I understand and I'm blessed with me being authentically me. I don't need to have a character. Used to think I needed to, but I don't need to. Fucking need to for it.
Already know, we see this from streamers. Streamers have kind of turned on personalities. Not all of them, of course, but there are some streamers that they kind of turn it on for the camera. They turn it on for the stream so that they can make money and so that they can entertain. That's their job, right? But when you talk to them with no cameras, none of that up, they're probably going to act more like themselves. They're probably not going to act how they act on stream. But where I'm trying to get with this conversation,
even DDG said, like, bruh, DDG has said this, bruh. I be acting overly exaggerated on stream, but off stream, I really don't talk to people. I really don't. He said he's an introvert. Like, he really don't. He like to stay to himself. DDG has said this. Soluminati, he said it too. Like, I be out the way. I don't. This content shit, I understand is big, but like, I like to be by myself. But to Illuminati, he really don't be messing with people like that. As in, like, you don't really be, like, going outside and, he said he's going to do a whole lot when it came to, him being back at streaming and him coming to, coming back into streaming and doing the IRLs and shit like that, which he didn't do. But yeah, it's Illuminati. He just be in his own lane.
Is that we have a lot of people in our generation that acts how they think they're supposed to be acting, like AKA streamers on stream, and they just continue to be that way because they just don't. They feel like, oh, this is my aesthetic. This is how people see me. This is how I need to just act. When in reality, no, you can just be yourself and be your own unique character. So that we're not seeing a lot of this overlap in personalities. You don't just hide your weirdness. Sometimes you suppress it to maintain optimal engagement, likes, and aesthetic harmony. And I'm not trying to say this in a way of like, oh, everybody who has a personality is inherently weird. No, they're not. And some of you might just feel like, well, how I act on social media, that is my personality. And that's very valid for people. But from the scope of the lack of personality and the lack of depth of personality uniqueness within Gen Z. A lot of it stems from the curated social media that we all grew up around and the idea of how we should and want to be perceived.
Am I the only person noticing that people on the internet don't seem to have their own personalities? It's always, what are we doing next? Copying the Sophia Richie dance, which is just swaying, by the way. What are we wearing next summer? What fragrances are we doing? Can you guys not think for yourself? Or, I like a side part, but everyone's doing a middle part right now, even though I don't like it. Girl, if you like a side part, do the freaking side part. We don't all have to wear the same things, look the same, sound the same, listen to the same music, dye our hair the same colors. I don't know, it's kind of weird and scary.
Anxiety, comparison, and identity pressure. Gen Z reports the highest rates of anxiety and self-doubts and mental health challenges among generations. I definitely agree with this because I have a cousin who is not even in middle school yet. She's very young, and she tells me how her and her friends tell each other that they're depressed. Now, this might be a little bit of a sensitive subject, but I also just feel like a lot of young people use these types of words very lightly. When I was growing up, depression was a very serious thing. It's not something that people just throw around like, oh my gosh, I'm so depressed. But now in our generation, like, people say that all the time, and I'm guilty of it too. Like, it's just a thing that people say, but now you can't differentiate between the people who, okay, no, you're actually depressed, you're diagnosed with depression, versus the people who just think it's aesthetic or a trend to say. It's normal, like, oh, I'm going through something, oh, I'm just depressed.
So I'm writing an essay on cats. cats in art history. I'm an art history major.
Fuck them cats.
When you combine that with the constant pressure to perform, to be likable, aesthetic, engaging, the risk of disassociating personality becomes very real, which I hinted on before, of having a personality disorder. The paradox. We want—
It's just me, is like every white girl I see, I just get more and more disgusted. Like, not saying like I'm like becoming racist, because I already am, but it's like I love my beautiful Nubian black ebony queen so much to where I just hate every other race. Really, white women. It's like black women, beautiful Nubian queens, all the way up here, like my hands off the screen, like this is how it, all the way up here, and then Latina. Asian. Are there any other races? Let's see. Tina. Asian. Oh, I'd say Asian and Indians on the same thing. And then all the way at like the bottom, like all the way to hell, white women. No, thank you.
To be seen for who we
Don't
are.
get me wrong, I'll fuck my fair share of white women.
Disliked. So we stay safe,
I love my
we
black
stay
women, though.
soft,
I
we
just
stay
fuck-
neutral,
I just fucked on
we
them.
do what we see on our FYP, we do what we see of those around us and what
That's
works
not
for our
recently
friends
either.
and what doesn't work. Dr. Freud might
I
have
learned my
called
lesson.
this repression, but today we compress, we mute, and we filter. People are afraid of being themselves. People are afraid of showing their true personalities, and it's not always their fault. You know, somebody might say, oh, well, why don't they just do it? Or maybe they're just not comfortable or confident in themselves. But I also don't think that we have a society that fully uplifts uniqueness. I do think uniqueness online thrives for sure, hence why we see a lot of people that go viral that have something very unique about them. I also think that uniqueness thrives and blows up so well in our society right now because there's such a big lack of it. There's such a lack of individualism. And so I think that's something to also pay attention to. The no opinion era and danger of reduced complexity. One phrase that you'll probably see more than ever: no opinions. People posting story polls, refusing to take a stance, or subtweets about hot topics. They're very vague, they're ambiguous, so nobody can fully judge you. A 2025 study on personality, opinions, and social media use shows that stronger opinions correlate with higher personality visibility, but many mute them to avoid backlash. Which I get, because then we could really get into a sub-conversation where we talk about just strictly cancel culture. A lot of people don't want to speak up and speak their mind and just be honest with them, with who they are, because we live in a culture, not necessarily cancel culture, because that's more pointed towards somebody who did something wrong, but just we live in a culture that people are quick to pull out their camera, people are quick to catch you slipping. Like, it is kind of jarring to step out of the grain and do your own thing. But what happens when we lose complexity?
I just love
when
black women, man.
every
I think this is
profile
gonna be a
is
black woman night.
curated to harmony,
We
when
just
no one
react to nothing but straight
disagrees,
black
when
women, bro.
nuance is cancelable, we lose character. Historian Rebecca Solnit, the muted people
Because,
in
like,
the
bro,
muted—
think about it, bro. Like, since I began streaming, I react to majority black women or black content. Like, there's some white people or some. I'm be honest. I say the only white person I probably react to was like Maddie. I think it's Maddie B. Man, I don't remember his name. And then the only other person who, he wasn't white, but Luesta. Majority of the people who I react to on my page is black, which I love. You see their different personalities. You see, like, they have their own aesthetic, their own identity. I just love my people, man.
times became visible. When everybody is quiet, those who speak up become anomalies. Personality preservation. People who refuse to be silent. Personality isn't dead. I just wanted to make that very, very clear. It's just harder to maintain. Some creators resist the trend. They post unfiltered rants, show mood swings, flop posts, controversial opinions. So yes, the statement, no one has a personality anymore, it feels harsh, but it holds weight. In the race for virality, we edit ourselves until we're flat. But personality isn't just loudness. It's fealty to your inner contradictions, your tastes, your boundaries, and your quirks. If you're watching this, please continue to stay unique, because we need to continue to uplift individuality and not to continue to subscribe to all the same aesthetics. No more subscribing to all the soft girl aesthetics. You know, if you want to be a maximalist, be a maximalist. If you want to be a minimalist, be a minimalist. You know, just don't feel like you need to go and do certain things just because you're seeing other people do it online, or just because your favorite influencer is doing it, because ultimately that's not what you actually feel called to do. You do not have to do it. Be true to yourself. You will much prefer that. But yes, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Sorry if this one was a little bit more all over the place. I was yapping a bit more in this one. If you resonated with anything said in the video, leave a comment down below. Or if I missed anything, leave a comment down below. I love talking to you guys in the comments. And again, thank you guys so much for 30K. I just appreciate having a family.
Shout out to Kara. That was a dope video. And guess what? I am going to like this one.